So the Yankees dropped a rubber game of a 3-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 5-4. Offensively, it was the Aaron Judge show on the Yankee side and the Bichette show on the Yankee side. Pitching-wise, I don't even know who this pitcher was from the Toronto Blue Jays, but Corey Kluber did start on the Yankee side. It only lasted 4 innings, and then some bullpen. Darren O'Day pitched, Johnny Loizaga pitched, and all in all, I mean, Kluber gave up the runs. It was essentially 4-0, and then the Yankees kind of broke. Actually, it wasn't. The Yankees got on board first, 1-0 with an Aaron Judge home run, and then Toronto took a 2-1 lead, and then Toronto went up 3-1, and then it was eventually 4-1, and the Yankees kind of clawed themselves back, and then eventually tied the game. But Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs today. So did Bichette. But the difference between Bichette and Aaron Judge was Bichette's second home run was the walk-off in the ninth that put the Blue Jays over the top. It was nice to see Judge hit. But some observations that I have over the first, the Yankees being, I think 5-7 now, are a couple of things. And this is a consistent pattern, one of these things. And it's one of the things that the Blue Jays do really well, that the Yankees are not doing well, is they're working the counts. And, wearing out our starting pitchers, which is one reason Gerrit Cole is the only guy to go, to the 6th inning and beyond. The other guys are going 3 innings and 4 innings. And aside from Jordan Montgomery, who had a really good game on his first game, the Yankees pitchers are not lasting long at all. And again, Kluber today, 4 innings, is putting a lot of stress on the bullpen. And it can't be. This is not a sustainable thing. So, and in terms of the offense, I think it would be a good idea for the Yankees to start working the counts more often as well. Now, I think Luke Voigt's not in there, and a couple other guys are not in there as well. And Clint Frazier got benched today, last minute, because the change of pitcher from the Blue Jays was kind of death on righty, so they gave Gardner a chance and sat Frazier. Which to me I'm not a fan of. And in my last video I talked about Clint Frazier. I mean, he needs consistent playing time. And Didi Gregorius, when he came here, he couldn't hit lefties. When he left here, he's one of the best lefty mashers in baseball. So he worked on things. They played him consistently. And I think the same has to be done for Clint Frazier. So that's one observation. The other observation is we need our starters, to be able to be more efficient with their pitches and stop walking so many guys. Today was, walks and walks and hit by pitches and so on. It was just ugly. It was ugly. And it was a very winnable game that they didn't win. And again, the offense, which is why I wanted a guy like Tommy Listello to come in to add to DJ LeMay, more guys that are just workmanlike. They work pitches. They get on base. And I was giving Hicks credit earlier in the season for getting on base a lot with walks, and he had a really good game yesterday, and I hope he continues that same pattern. But the Yankees have to figure out a way to draw more walks and drive guys over and steal bases and play small ball. And it's there's too much of a reliance on home runs at the expense of a lot of potential productive at bats, and it's unfortunate. So I think that's one of the things the Yankees need to work on. Obviously, we're only 12 games into the season, and there's 150 left, so there's plenty of time to work on things. But I don't want them to be saying the same thing 50 games into the season, because then that's a very bad habit to have to break at that point. And obviously, I think the starters need to give more length and it's one of the reasons why I said it repeatedly. Holding on to Jhoulys Chacin would have been a smart idea, particularly since they did not bring back Masahiro Tanaka. And even though Tanaka was not at the point where he was throwing past the 5th inning either, it would have been a wise decision to give them a little bit more protection, particularly since he can throw multiple innings multiple days a week, having had a career as a starter. So we need having more guys who can give us length instead of using Darren O'Day every other game and Licky every other game and putting the stress on these guys. And even though Chad Green is good, he did give up the walk-off home run today to Bichette, which was frustrating. But he's a power arm. Chapman looks really good, and Wilson looks good, solid coming back. And eventually we have Zach Britton. And we've got some other guys too, Nick Nelson and some of some of our other young pitchers, which will have enough depth. But we need other guys who can go multiple innings aside from Johnny Lasagna and Luis Sessa. And I hope that they acquire somebody, and I think it would be a good opportunity for them to look for somebody right now that has the opportunity to go multiple innings, maybe twice a week, to take the load until the starters. And I understand too. There's a, with regards to Herman and Kluber and Tyone, they're all coming off of extended layoffs, particularly Tyone and Kluber, and those are for injuries, obviously. So I think they're still a month away from finding their groove. Herman is a little bit different. He's not coming off an injury, but he still missed a year. So it's going to take him some time to find his groove as well. But we need these guys to go 5 or 6 on somewhat of a regular basis, too. So, and we need more guys to do that. It can't just be Cole or Cole and Montgomery and then patchwork for everybody else. I do hope this offseason, they invest in a pitcher who can go multiple innings, a Jake Odorizzi type. Not a flashy signing, but I understand this year there were payroll constraints, threshold constraints, and things like that. So hopefully they will do such a thing in the offseason next year when they have a good chunk of money coming off the payroll. With that said, I think a spark at some point will be good, but I think it would be a good idea for them to start playing a little bit more small ball, being more efficient on the offensive and the defensive side. They had they had that ball that was thrown. I think it was to Gio at second base, which would have started a double play. He kind of took his eye off the ball today, and he dropped it, and it went into the outfield, and double play, lost. And it's things like that where cleaning up the most basic plays right now it would be a really good idea. So speaking of frustration today, it was a frustrating day. It was a very winnable game that they did not win. They're better than this right now. They're better than they're playing. But Toronto's taking advantage of all the opportunities, which they should be, as other teams should be doing too. This is the major leagues. That's what they're supposed to be doing. So, and as long as the Yankees keep giving teams opportunities, they're going to keep taking advantage of it. So, hopefully, things start happening, and hopefully Clint Frazier gets an opportunity to play regularly, and hopefully they get another arm or two for protection in the bullpen, and starting rotation depth would be a good thing. It's definitely something I think the Yankees need to do currently, we'll see what they do. But that's the recap. 5-4 win. Toronto Blue Jays walk-off home run by Bichette. They're off tomorrow, so I'll be doing my next recap on Friday, but be on the lookout for a new video tomorrow. If you want to take a look at it and you want to know what it is, hit that subscribe button and the notification so you know exactly when it comes out. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.